The National Disaster Office has been forced to look at low-cost alternatives in its operations. This has been forced on by budget cuts for next year. Officials are set to meet this week to prioritize response measures against the approaching La Nina period.
The National Disaster Center is taking drastic approach to respond to disaster and emergencies. This time the center is critical about its spendings. The unpredictable weather and the experiences of El Nino last year has prompted the center to strategically plan ahead. With the massive government cut in the 2017 budget, the issue of management and spending is now a concern for the center.
Well, usually with a little funding that everybody were able to have access to the budget book was able to see, that's for immediate mobilization only, which means that I can actually mobilize a team, send them immediately to the impact site to come back and report that yes, the situation has occurred and is at this magnitude, so we can better organize a proper response to go in.
Last year's allocation was about 3 million kina. For next year's budget, the center has seen a decrease of about 1 million kina. Given the shortfall, unnecessary spending will not be tolerated. The center will now focus on key areas that are prone to disasters.
The center, the National Disaster Center, yes, we are part of that in terms of preparing for any worst-case scenario that might happen during the course of the meeting. We are looking at that to make sure that when disaster do happen, of course, it won't have any impact.
Although funding is only enough for mobilization and running of the center, it will now rely heavily on the government.
Government has a responsibility obligation to make funding available, even though our budget doesn't show that much. What is given to us for next year, it's just enough to actually manage our operations around our office. But again, for bigger, large-scale operations, we have a process there that we have to go to the government and tell them that we have a situation on hand. So
Papua New Guinea is prone to disasters. Many parts of the highlands region and the coastal areas have been severely affected by floods and landslips. Lae City in Morobe province is still recovering from massive floods caused by torrential rains. In the coming months, the country will experience a La Nina period. Landslips and floods coupled with torrential rains are expected. A meeting will be held this week by officers from the center to bolster this strategic approach. Humanitarian organizations, including donor and development partners, will also work alongside the center in preparation for the wet season.
Mark Kayok with that report. Now to that #1 super report we were unable to bring to you last Friday. To make it easy for its customers, a unified call center has been installed. Dial 1599 and your queries will be answered within 5 seconds. How fast is that?
Papua New Guinea's largest superannuation fund, the #1 Super Limited, continues to make every effort in providing better services to its 160,000 members around the country. A big step taken was the launch of their new call center number yesterday in Port Moresby.
Welcome to #1 Super Call Center. How may I assist you?
Within 5 seconds.
The company has announced to its members and stakeholders that it now has a unified call center number 1599 for all telecom operators. The new call center number replaces Telecom's 3095-311, Digicel's 733-7777, and B-Mobile's 7611-2222. This ensures members to remember one call center number.
Good morning. Who am I speaking with? It's Presley, yeah?
I'm speaking with Betty.
Hi, Betty. Sorry, Charlie and I are doing a demonstration for our 1599 short code with the team from NBC TV. So we're just testing the number for their benefits, so they know that it's a number that also it's already in place and we're using it.
The new program is part of Number One's Move in Digital Transformation programs.
This, we believe, is a first in Papua New Guinea. It's probably happened very rarely in the world, but it's a first for Papua New Guinea. Thanks to our IT team, that we thought about the idea, we thought about simplifying our call center. It's part of that digital transformation process we have started 3 years ago. So it's never stopped, and this is one more activity that we have undertaken over the last 3 months, and we're at the stage where we are launching today. It's part of improving our call center. We improved our call center 3 months ago to the extent where we have now exceeded world-class standards.
The Super Fund's new state-of-the-art call center has exceeded the international benchmark by responding to over 90% of calls within 5 seconds. The normal World Bank benchmark is that 80% of calls have to be responded within 20 seconds. The new call center number has been localized to ensure no interconnection costs when switching between networks.
And by introducing more improved and better services like 1599 number, that's going to even improve our services to members through the call center even more. The intent of Number One Super is to improve our call center and improve the footprint where we touch every member all around Papua New Guinea through our national call center. No member has to go to a branch to inquire about the status of an inquiry or about their statement or balance or follow up on an application. All they do wherever they are in Papua New Guinea, they can basically call that 1599 number and get straight to our call center, and they will be serviced in a superior manner.
People around the country can now access all the information relating to different queries they have. The service is of standard, meaning all callers will receive same feedback. However, the call center will operate only during business hours.
It's not 24 hours. It's from 8 to 5. Yeah.
Business days.
Business days.
Yeah. But if you call after hours or on the weekends, you'll get a voice prompt.
It will tell you it's a weekend or
Friday. It's a weekend, and our business hours are from 8 to 5, Monday to Friday.
Number One Super Limited also has future plans to digitalize the organization. The Information Technology Department also plays a significant role in implementing new programs.
I think there's a lot of changes that are IT or technology based that we're rolling out. Most of them are initiation phase. Some are already in implementation. And this one now we've just fully implemented, and we'll be rolling this out to the customers, our members. So there's a lot of changes, technology-based changes that we'll be rolling out in the next 18 to 24 months. All of this is in line with Number One Super's strategy to improve our service to our members. Because at the end of the day, Number One Super exists for the members.
They are also looking at establishing customer relationship management system. With increased risk involved in the ID card system, Number One Super also plans to take on board world-class biometric system.
We're also looking at getting a world-class biometric system. We do understand that with the ID cards, there are security features and security risks for theft of identity, and a lot of bad things can happen. So we're currently exploring those technologies, and over the next 12 to 18 months, 24 months, once we have everything being developed, and we'll be making future announcements when deployment is done and services rolled out to members. Because the benefit of biometric system is if someone comes to a counter, you only swipe your finger and your records come up. Nobody else can go and assume your identity like that. They can't steal your ID card and go and start assuming your identity. Because coming down to biometrics, whether it's iris scan, whether it's your scanning your vein, it's very unique to yourself. Nobody can have that same exact signature as what you have on your body.
The country's largest superannuation fund owns 5.5 billion kina worth of asset in the country.
Jacqueline Yala, ending Monday's edition of PNG Tonight. Thank you for watching. We'll do it again tomorrow at the same time. I'm John Eggins. Good night.